Hi, I'm Dirty Dan, and right now I'm going to show you a cool tutorial on the awesomeness of send and return. And send returns are in pretty much every DAW that you're going to see out there. What the send returns are these lanes right here that are next to your master channel, and you have these little send knobs that send sound to there. When you turn this knob up, you're sending sound to the reverb in send A. And then if you hit this one, you're sending a sound from here to return B, which is our vocoder and panner, which is going to be our cool white noise that I'm going to show you how to make with Ableton Live's very simple internal instruments and effects. So right here I have a loop, and our loop sounds just like this. Oh, it sounds just like this. So now when I open up the reverb, feel that tail that comes off? Now, if you're trying to do stuff like this and have tails that come off, extensions that, or decaying effects that are going to come off that you want to still sustain after you've stopped, or you have something else coming into it and you don't want to ruin that audio, what you can then do is send it in a send return and send it out to this vocoder, which I have a vocoder over here. When the release is up, it creates white noise. So let's see this again. The more I pull this release up, and I often use that on claps to create gated reverb kind of sounds. I make bring the white noise up and then cut it, so it'll simulate what would be noise gate, and I do that like so. So what I'm going to show you here is on the other side how to automate these things and show you the automation and what it does. So on this side, I'm going to first automate the reverb, which we're going to tune up here at the end of this bar and at the end of this bar, and then I'm going to show you the white noise created by the vocoder with the release all the way up, and then how we separate that and also go into our rate here and change the panning and make it do cool stuff in the background while it goes into another beat. So check it out from the start, and here we go. And here comes our first bit of reverb going up. Now we're going to go into that reverb mode. And now we're automating those rates of spin as it goes along, slowing out and down. Going right back and continuing on. Cool thing about that is when we turn on this beat on top, now we're going to have this cool sound come along right there. I use this for breakdowns, or for interludes or transitions. All those reverbs and extensions give you a decaying, sustaining sound that you could move and manipulate while other things are going on. Send return is really like one of my best friends when I'm using Ableton Live, because it allows me to continue on and do other things and make other things happen while I have a dry, solid track that has no effects wet up on it. And that's an important thing. Let's jump into some cool stuff here with my friend Reactor 6. Reactor 6 is from Native Instruments. You can get it with Complete. It comes with all completes. The cool thing about Reactor is that Reactor has a forum. You can go to the Native Instruments website and go to the Reactor forum, and they have tons and tons of free, what are they called, ensembles and single sounds that you can go. So you can get 303s, 808s, Junos, DO5s. You can get any kind of granular synthesizer, any kind of FM synthesizer. They have replicas that work with this, so you get these retro sounds. Also, rounds. Rounds is one of my favorites, especially for great sounds that are in this. Drums are playing on the other side, and we can record these in Ableton Live. So let's hit this and let's do the So now we've recorded this sound, we have this in here. Another cool thing that we could do to save us some space on our headroom here is sometimes I duplicate it and I will create another one right underneath it. What I do is I hit my my right click and it'll give you the option to freeze the track. What I then do is I freeze the track like this. And then saving on headspace, and I'll be able to do cool audio editing later. It's another way of like resampling almost. And here we go. So now that I've frozen that track, I can right click again and it'll say flatten. When I flatten the track, boom, I have an audio recording of it. So now I could shut this MIDI off and just use the audio if I wanted. Now on this piece here, I'm going to use a gate, which is really one of my favorite things. And people use gate, and they've been using it for years to give you cool different types of effects by sidechaining it. Sometimes in drum and bass, they sidechain an effect to a drum break that's not even there, so you get another cool effect. So what I do is I open up this little right clicker guy like we've done in sidechain compression. So it's basically the same idealism of sidechaining compression, but doing it through gate. So what you're doing is you have an opening and closing. The gate opens and closes to the sidechain, the thing that you're sidechaining it to. And we're going to sidechain it right now to that cool top loop, right? So now it's going to come through like this. Now the sidechain will not work if there's no drums here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this completely across to make my sidechain work. Now, and I'm going to turn it off here in between these two sections where it originally had, I can find my section here like this, yeah. So I can turn it off right there. Okay. I think there's one more over here. Yep, so now I do like this. got some cool gating tricks, which really are great in dancing because you want your stuff to be rhythmical, you know? So now if you could have like cool padding that cuts and makes rhythms out of it, you can do this with anything. You could even sight-chain to just a kick, or you could sight-chain to something that isn't even there to make a different rhythmical pattern going on at the same time. Now we go back and we can record all of our automation. So this way, when we're playing this, and I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to extend, oh, dang it. I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to extend this out so I can continue with the rest of that sound there, making it blip, 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 and we get some cool effects. So now let's automate and record our automation. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to MIDI map my automation to this and this knob here, so I'll be able to do it myself by hand. Then we're going to jump out of the MIDI again because now it is set to this knob, right? So now I can play it because Ableton Live is a program about being live. So we're going to MIDI map things to give it that live feel, like I played it like an instrument, and make it sound like this. We're going to hit it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back in. Command Z to go back because I was recording over that, which I didn't want to do. And let's put this right up there. Let's start again. Then we have all that automation, we have all that. We've made it very much ours. You know, this is a sound that we created, number one. This is a sound that we've added a lot of motion. We've added a lot of definition. We can now go in here and add more effects to it and give it even more panache, give it more feeling, more effects. So maybe we want to put, I don't know, maybe a flanger on there. And now that we have it like that, let's listen to it just alone with the flanger. And now we can listen to it in our whole like drum kit here and listen to how good it sounds overall. Might want to turn it up a little bit. And now we've done a lot of cutting and editing just to make it sound amazing. I'm very excited to hear what sound came out very quickly. We really got into that in a few minutes and made a really cool little piece. So I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Dirty Dan, and I'll see you guys again shortly.